All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Let's call to order the July 17 meeting of the Economic Development Authority of the City of Lynchburg. We will start with a roll call. Sean Hewitt.
Here.
Patricia Mosby.
Here.
Kevin Peterzak.
Here.
John Stone. Here. Toby Tomko.
Here.
Richard Tugman. Absent. Sackett Wood. Also absent. You heard a new name on that list, Toby Tomko. Welcome. Toby has been appointed to join us. He will not officially be voting yet today, but should be in order come next meeting. Toby is the general manager of the Virginian Hotel, has 30 years plus experience in hospitality. So we welcome Toby, glad to have you with us, and look forward to all that you'll contribute.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Toby's full bio, which is significant and long, is in your Dropbox. Let's see, we need to approve the minutes from our June 18 meeting. Any comments or discussion before I accept a motion to approve? May I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor of approving the minutes as presented, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. All right, minutes are approved. Next item is approval of our budget.
Okay. All right, so I sent you the budget last time, but I've resent it to you, and the reason that we have a budget is because there are programs, especially on the economic development side of it. We have a grant program and several other initiatives, and in lieu of bringing that up each time, all of that is encapsulated in there, so it allows us to, during the year, you all know what it is, we are happy to explain or give you any information on that. And in this budget document, which unfortunately, when I capture it in a PDF to put in a packet, some of the columns there where I had a lot of stuff listed on it, that's why I put it in your Dropbox, so that you could open it up and see it. Because what I've done there is let you all see. I didn't make it a part of the budget, actual budget itself, but let you all see what all the encumbrances are. So in that final line on the budget, that's all of the encumbrances and the dates for which the performance agreements have them being due. And in the budget, I've also tried to put anything that would be paid out in this fiscal year of 25-26.
Does anybody have any questions on the budget?
Winter approve this too, or
No,
we only need to?
yeah, you only need to. I don't think one wants to see another budget for quite some time.
I sent you a couple of questions, I just can't remember what they were now when I was looking at this.
You did send them to me?
Thought I did.
One moment, please.
I can't remember what they were now.
Does it come as a recommendation from the Finance Committee?
Well, I gave it to the Finance Committee.
Yeah, I don't know if the Finance Committee has minutes of making a recommendation, so let's get a motion to approve the budget as presented.
Motion.
Second.
Very good. All in favor of approving the budget as presented, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? All right, budget is approved.
If you think those questions, Sean, I don't see it in my email, but if you think of them, will you send them to
Aye.
me?
They weren't substantial to passing the budget.
Okay.
All right, we've got a slate of officers. Thanks to Sean Hewitt and Sackett Wood for serving as our nominating committee.
And John Hewitt for serving as the mystery man.
I'm your assistant now.
So our proposed slate, as recommended by the nominating committee, is John Stone, Chairman, Richard Tugman, Vice Chairman, Patricia Mosby, Secretary Treasurer, Sean Hewitt, Assistant Secretary Treasurer. Since that comes as a recommendation from nominating committee, I don't believe we need a motion. I think we can just head to a vote. Do we have any discussion before we head into a vote? All right, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? All right. We have a slate of officers for next year. Let's see. Staff report, Margette.
Okay. Let me get back to my Dropbox. Here we go. Okay, so we have a staff report in there, and all I would say is, like I was saying earlier, you have a handbook. That handbook has been updated. It'll be updated with officers as they are there, but that is a resource for everyone on the authority, because like I said, it has your bylaws, it's got, you know, the ordinance that created EDAs, it's got your bond issues, it's got all of the things that if we mention or talk about here, you can go back in there and see what those are. So we do a staff report for you all and leadership for the city, and so it's got a lot of stuff on there, of which we'll be going, I'll be going over some of it in closed session, but the 201 Jefferson Ridge Parkway contract is in motion. Lodging tax increase, if you watch the budget was passed, and the lodging tax increase was, thanks to Toby, was tabled. And the FY26 budget did impact this department, and I'm not gonna share my disappointment or anger in this public place right now with you. But our office got cut, and we had 2 part-time employees at the visitor center that were cut. And then our fiscal budget was cut. So that's unfortunate.
That is not the budget we just passed, though. That's different.
That's your
That's the city
budget.
budget.
Right.
That's your budget, that's not the city's budget. So, I've been, you know, pondering all of that. But across the city, there were, you know, cuts and things that were made. And all of us were asked to offer things up, but we wanted them to be meaningful things, meaning that, so, there were actual services cut that would impact the, you know, citizens. So it's really, it's also a teachable moment, right? When you're making sure that people understand, council members are able to understand how that's gonna impact citizens. So we just know, and I'll say this to each one of you all, because you're ambassadors for this department. And this department, especially now with Toby on here, it spans tourism, which is one of the biggest economic drivers in the city's economy. I don't know, but they seem to think that just happens. Toby can tell you it does not. We work really, really hard on that. That's the most dynamic form of economic development. And then the old school economic development side of the house. And we have marketing in our office, and we also have the museum system, which houses our visitor center, right? We have a Virginia certified visitor center, which means the Virginia Tourism Corporation certifies that across the Commonwealth as where you go when you come to this area, right? So that is all a really big deal, and we actually moved the visitor center from the corner of 12th and Church, where it had been for 30 years and stood by itself, and moved that up to the museum so people would actually be coming to an attraction when they came, and we used those employees. We've already leveraged all of that, but where the budget cycle went, and the amount of time in there, I just don't know that all of that was able to be, clearly articulated. So we are all buckling down and making sure from a marketing perspective that we do absolutely everything we can to make sure that not only does our hospitality, restaurants, retail, everybody know that the visitor center is in the museum, but also, understands the scope of what is this office. So it's a small but mighty team, and we're really leaning into, because we know that the marketing piece of it is an incredibly important part of getting the message out of what this office does. So some of you were able to attend the Delta Star, and when we leave here today, I know you'll be really impressed with what Framatome has done in this short amount of time. It seems like only yesterday we were approving the incentive, but that building looks absolutely, I was over there on Saturday, the building, they've redone the whole building. They've got another phase of it in the back, but it's very impressive what they've been able to do. I've listed the business visits that we've had. I'm also listing in there, from the marketing side of the house, they put out there all the things that there are to do. Every month they do that, so that's another little nugget there that hopefully is beneficial to you all. But Abby takes a lot of time to pull all those things, and so when somebody, whether it's the Virginian or the visitor center, we can always tell people what's happening around us as long as we've been able to gather that. And then Andrew, who has, I might have said it last time, but Andrew has been promoted to the assistant director of tourism. We haven't had an assistant director of tourism, and he's doing great work. But he is doing that work, like guiding the rest of the team, especially marketing and the museum, on great tourism practices, but he's also out there selling the city. So to meetings, conferences, sporting events, and all of that. So that is it for y'all can read the other things in there. We were approved, and I might have said this last time, but we were approved by VDOT for an $850,000 grant, their Economic Development Access Grant, because we're building a road to sites A and B. So we got approved for that grant. And we're waiting on the VBRSP to see what we get on that side of it. We've applied for about $2.5 million. And that's all I got, in case y'all have any questions.
Great. Any questions on that? All right. Let's see, Margette, what's next? Closed session?
Yes.
Since we have a closed session on our agenda, we'll need to have a motion to go into a closed session pursuant to the Virginia Code Section 2.23711A3, which deals with discussion or consideration of the acquisition of real property for public purpose or the disposition of publicly held real property where discussion in open meeting would adversely affect our bargaining position or negotiation strategy. And we will also be going into a closed session pursuant to Section 2.23711A5, which allows us to go into a closed session concerning a prospective business or industry or the expansion of an existing business or industry where no previous announcement has been made of the business or industry's interest in locating or expanding its facilities in the city of Lynchburg. We'll need a motion and somebody needs to second.
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Thank you. We are in closed session.